Hey Facebook, hey YouTube, welcome to the Deek Parassini Live, where we come here on a weekly basis. So this is called the VideoCon show. So where generally people have conference calls or video calls with me. So that's what we do over here. So on the other hand, I have Yash, who's going to do this. So he was very keen to do an kind not of an interview, more of a question answer session, because what he did was, my understanding, I really don't know what his questions are. I really don't know what his questions are going to be, but he just told me that he's collected it from his friends and is all related to mental health. So it'd be quite an interesting talk as to how and what is going to be. So I'll just hand it over this whole show to Yash, and we will take it from there, right? Yash, I will hand it over to you. Go ahead. Now you're on the
Yes.
screen.
Hello everyone, a very good evening to each and everyone. Hope you all are doing good. So basically myself, Yash Ohja, I'm a medical student studying in MBBS third year. That's it about me. Let me introduce you to our today's speaker. As you all know that Mr. Deek Parassini, today he is going to speak about mental health problems, and these questions I have been collected from some of my friends regarding their life or some others' life, just to give them answers regarding those mental health questions. So Deek sir believes that life is all positive. There is nothing negative in life. And even Deek sir can prove you all that there is nothing in life. He'll take few minutes of you, he'll answer your questions, and he'll tell that there's nothing negative in life. Life is all about positiveness. That's it. So Deek sir believes that positive living comes from an optimum balance between 5 things in our life. Those are relationship, education, health, finance, and love. These are 5 aspects of life. With an optimum balance of all these 5 things, life is totally positive. If you take these 5 things as a positive aspects in your life. So talking about the educational part of Mr. Deek Parassini, he has completed Bachelor of Science from USA, MBA from Birla Institute of Technology, India, and Master of Science in Business Psychology from UK. Deek sir is very passionate, energetic, and very totally positive. I know him personally. We have a lot of conversations. He's very passionate, and Deek sir's passion is just to spread positivity. He works on some other fields. He has a lot of experience, but after all these things, he just want to spread positivity around the world, and he want to prove that there is nothing negative in life. So that's it about the introduction part. So one day me and Deek sir was having a conversation that we can have something like this VideoCon and all. So we have started it. Hope you all enjoy it. Shoot your questions if you have anything inside the live chat. So sir, should we start?
Yes, go ahead. Let's go for it. You're the lead over here, so I'm just going to be the viewer of the show, plus answering your questions, whichever you have, right? So go ahead.
Yes.
What made you
So
do it? Like, what is the intention behind it? Like, what's your experience? Like, what made you actually come up with this thing of you need to clear off this mental health doubts?
I got to know that, sir, in few situations in my life that there is a lot of toxicity and negativity around everyone. Nobody is like positive. So you know that I had so much personal conversations with you also. So after those things, I got to know that I should be someone who is spreading positivity to some people. If at all I find that one person who is suffering from negativity or toxicity, and if I can answer him, then that's a great thing, right, sir?
Perfect. That's a great attitude at the end of the day. At the end of the day, even my objective is to spread positivity and make positive free for everyone. That's my main
I have been
objective.
inspired from you only, sir. I have been inspired from you that when Deek sir can do it, even we can do it. We'll try our best. We'll find friends who are suffering and we'll answer them.
For sure. So Facebook and YouTube guys, at the end of the show, we are also going to take your questions also with relates to mental health. So feel free to stay on or stick on. And now I'll hand it over to Yash to ask these questions which he has. You can ask anything, Yash, as I told you. I don't know what your questions are, but anyways, let's just wait and see.
As I already said you, sir, some questions are regarding mental health and some are regarding their personal life. So I'll not tell anyone's name, just it will be a question and answer sections.
Perfect.
Okay, sir. So first question, what is mental health according to you and what is mental peace?
Okay, that's a very broad and a very vast question which you have asked. See, for me,
Yes.
mental health, let's see, I'll give you my meaning, right? I won't be coming into what the world is saying. My point is to give you my meaning towards mental health. If you really look at mental health, for example, you have mental and health. Now, that mental health itself is a negative name if you look at one side. When you say you're mental, what does that mean? It's something negative, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? So there itself, I can see a negativity in that word mental health itself. That is point number one. Second thing, what you got to understand here is that my definition of mental health is if you know how to accept the truth, if you know how to accept the truth and know how to manage when that truth actually hits you, you are a mentally stable or mentally in control person, right? That's it.
Yes,
Full
sir.
stop. So for example, when something wrong happens to you, which is wrong from your point of view, when that something wrong happens to you, if you know how to manage, is there a mental problem?
No, sir.
When you don't know how to manage is when you start saying, I have this mental, I have this depression, I have that, I have all this. So somewhere around this concept of mental health, for example, your physical health, right? You have a problem. What do? You have to work out, you got to eat right. You can take medication and solve it also. But at the end of the day, if you don't work out, if you don't eat right, does your health become better?
No, sir.
Same thing applies to mental health also, right? If you don't put the right thing into your five senses, which is driven by that mind, if your environment is not understood and validly played around or worked with, obviously that same thing, mental health, will have an issue too. Did that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
So what is difference between feeling depressed and suffering from depression?
Okay, for me, both are the same, right? Don't try to differentiate it. For me, how I see is that depression is like holding on to fire, right? When you hold on to fire, which means fire is something orange in color, which has this very good flame. You hold on to fire, and then what you do is you look at the fire, oh, I like this orange color. It is burning your hand, but you still say, I like this orange color. Let me hold on to it. Slowly, 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 it starts burning. Slowly, 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 it gets into your head. That is when you say that you are feeling or you are getting depressed, right? Because you're holding on to this. And slowly, slowly, when it goes into your heart, when your mind tries to suppress this heart only knows to love, care, it has all that positive feeling. Mind starts to suppress it. That is when you sometimes feel like, oh, I don't want to live in this world. That is the general process of how this depression actually works, right?
Yes.
My point is, if you go and open the dictionary and find the meaning of depression, it says sitting at a sad state, right? Go and open the dictionary anytime you see the word depression, you will see sitting at a sad state, which everyone in the world has gone through, right? But then what happens is that when you have some negative hit and when you feel sad or when you feel alone, you go and search onto Google and you search depression, and 99% of the time you go into clinical depression, which I don't think anyone who you know close by has it.
Google is the main cause of causing depression, sir.
Yes. So what you do is you Google and search, where is depression all about? You go and search that, and then slowly, 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 you go and relate with symptoms.
Then comes the part of marketing. What type of video we watch it once, it comes as same type of.
So what you do is you get into the world of pitching, you get into the world of that marketing of, because at the end of the day, every Google page is a sales pitch. They're selling your product or service, right? So when you get into that field of things, you go and look at the symptoms, you tend to believe that when I am depressed, you have that concern about, when you're depressed, first thing is you think a lot. Right?
Yes.
Why I'm feeling sad? Why I'm feeling? Yeah, you got a hit. Obviously, when someone hits you on your face, you will feel the pain, no?
Yes, that's true.
So same way, when someone tells you something or some negative thing happens, obviously your mind will feel that pain.
True, sir.
Right? But then what we do is you overthink, think. Slowly, your sleep gets disturbed because you're constantly thinking, and your sleep gets disturbed, your body eating pattern gets disturbed. And then slowly, you feel all that symptoms are really working for you. and then slowly believe that you're depressed. For me, I'm a person who says that depression doesn't exist. That is going to freak many people. That is going to contest me, challenge me. At the end of the day, can someone prove depression? I don't think anyone in the world can ever prove by logics that you are depressed. They can only tell you you're depressed based on the symptoms. And symptoms is made by the person who's going through depression. Right?
That's
then how can you actually diagnose and say that that person is really depressed? So for me,
like the main cause of death is also depression. So people suicide due to depression and all.
People suicide depression because, as I told you, it is that process which goes through. When that process goes through, if you really look at it, when it goes to the heart, right? When you say it goes to the heart, means you have that mind crushing your heart, saying that you are not worth it, you are not worthless, you're worthless, you need to leave this world, people don't love you, you have this guilt. When you build it up with your mind so hard, the heart will stop getting suffocated. Because heart wants to beat, and heart wants to be free. But what we do, we compress it, and then what heart will say? Go die. Because I need to be free. So
totally not our brain, our heart cannot handle that kind of pressure.
Heart cannot handle that pressure which the mind is giving, because heart only knows to smile, laugh. When you're born as a child, you're completely driven by your heart.
Yes, sir.
With time, when you gain knowledge, is when your mind starts working, or is you're completely driven by your heart.
Yeah, so that's true.
You look at a very small baby. You really look at a very small baby. They don't think. They just go with the heart. They only know to love. They only know to hug. They only know to be happy, right? But then as our knowledge starts increasing, your mind gets stronger and stronger and stronger. That is when you have all these problems. If you can live like a child and die like a child, then you are the most positive person in this world. But do you want to take that approach? Most people don't want, because only with this knowledge, you tend to think that you have all of these things.
Yeah, sir, that's true.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, seriously.
Okay, so what was the question? So for me, it's all revolving. You can say feeling. You can say
start saying that by watching a lot of videos or like knowing the information. They said that clinical depression is a different thing and feeling depressed is a different thing. So
yes.
My question was, what is the difference between feeling depressed and clinically depressed?
See, clinically depressed, you won't be in a right mindset. You won't be talking to me like this if you're clinically depressed.
Yes, sir.
Right? So I've talked to thousands of kids. Everyone casually talks to me that this is an issue. That is all okay. Everything is fine. And I have this problem. I have this breakup. I'm depressed. I have my parents are fighting in the home. I'm depressed. Are you seriously depressed? So what I'm saying about clinical depression is when person are off their head, off their beat. That when you tell okay, let me make it very simple. Clinically depressed people are people when you tell them, hey, this guy is mental. You use the statement. That is when they're clinically depressed, which means that they also don't have any idea what is happening, or they don't know why this whole thing is happening to them. If they're conscious, not active, that is when you can tell them is clinically depressed. Now, did I answer the question?
Yes. Yes, sir. So, the next question: how to battle or overcome overthinking?
Overthinking. This is my favorite question. I've been answering. I think I'm known for this question of overthinking. Now, when you really say
about that monkey example, I get so.
Yeah, no. What I normally say is that overthinking is mainly because when you have a lot of free time with you, you're going to overthink.
Yes, sir.
Right? When you have a lot of free time, for example, now I'll tell you as an example. When you are sitting alone, the mind is going to think. Right?
Yes, sir.
And some people will say all the other side of people, the special or the miracle side of things. They tell you generally to control your mind. I wouldn't even say to tell you to control your mind. My objective, and what I tell everyone is that instead of controlling your mind, let your mind think, but let it think positive things. Right?
Yes,
for example, when you go and see the nature, do you think anything else, or you just enjoy that nature?
We enjoy the nature, sir.
Yeah, automatically. When you're in front of the tallest mountain, or when you're on front of the great waterfall, or when you're in the beach, when you're in the middle of the water, in the beach, you don't think anything,
Yes, sir.
right? Because you are in that positive input of information into your head where you find this peace.
Yes,
But
sir.
then, on the other hand, if you constantly see killing, if you constantly see, harassment, if you constantly see horror, if you constantly see that, automatically, don't you think your mind will also slowly become what you say? It can move to depression also. So what happens is that when you have a lot of free time, get busy. Get busy in doing things. Get busy in seeing stuff. Get busy in hearing things, but make sure it's all positive.
Yes,
Automatically.
sir.
I will tell you a simple thing. Now it's all COVID. When the COVID is on, you go outside, run very fast. Tell me your mind
Yes, sir.
don't think for that minute.
Yes, sir.
Hesitancy. That itself shows that if you are busy, if you are constantly acting, if you think I'm moving my hand constantly, right? My mind will slowly
Yes.
stop focusing on this movement. So
Yes, sir. That's for
action
sure.
can only kill overthinking. Free time you sit, I'm telling you, you're just going to destroy your life. It's just a matter of time.
That's the things actually what happen whenever a person is sad. Why he'll always feel that whenever he opens YouTube, sad motivational videos and all.
See,
That
there's
stuff
the,
comes in front of.
see, when you are sad, the first thing what you got to find out is why this has happened to me in my life. But
Yes,
when
sir.
you say you are sad, the first point you are believing is that there is some injustice done onto you, right?
Yes, sir.
Why do you feel sad? Something wrong has happened to me. Why did the wrong thing happen to you? Because somewhere around you have done some mistake. That is why the wrong thing is happening to you. Many people don't want to accept this. They want to act as victim and say that this has happened to me. This is not fair. And I'm the sad person. I'm the suffering person. And they start building up onto that.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, for example, now you're saying on YouTube. Now, I seriously don't know why do people listen to sad music. I don't know. I have
Yes, sir.
no idea. I have no idea why do people, like for example, this song, I'm not taking any names. I don't know this Akshay Kumar song, Mai Sharabi Hu. You heard of the song?
Send me this things. Main sharabi
Mai
hu. And I
Sharabi Hu.
even said you that.
Yeah.
Akshay Kumar.
So when you really look at it, if you constantly sing that song, Mai Sharabi Hu, Mai Sharabi Hu, Mai Sharabi Hu, when you are sad, I'm telling you, your mind will tell you, go and have a drink because Mai Sharabi Hu, Mai Sharabi Hu, Mai Sharabi Hu.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So
Yes,
there's
sir.
many songs which is related to that, right? There's so many. All the hip hop songs have a lot of bad words. People tell me, what's the problem if I hear bad words don't influence me? But then you hear this on long term. When a time comes for you, when your mind is weak, that is when all these negative things begins to influence you, and that time it's too late
Yes.
for that mind to recover.
Yes, sir. That's for sure.
Makes sense?
So next question, if at all in our society, if we put negativity and positivity on a balance meter, then the negativity is much more than positivity. Why it is so?
That's a very good question. Let's see it from this way. When you are saying that positivity is less, negativity is more. For
Yes, sir.
negativity to survive, you need a group. For positivity to
Yes, sir.
survive, you can be alone and survive with positivity. So for negativity
Yes.
to survive, you need to be in a group. For positive survive, you can stay alone and be positive. For being a good person, okay,
Yes, sir.
you can always be a good person, right? You don't have no competition, no challenge. I'm a good person. I can walk anywhere you want. But a thief needs a lot of guarding around, lot of protection around. So a thief is only a thief. You can be alone. No, the system has to protect him. But if you're a truthful person, you have nothing to worry about,
Yes, sir.
right? So truth can stand on its own, but lies you need support. If you tell one lie, you need to keep continuing saying so many lies to stand. But if you tell the truth, don't you think you're all covered? So what you have to see here is that at the end of the day, the energy of positivity and the energy of negativity is equal.
Yes.
Okay, the energy of positivity and the energy of negativity is equal, but the quantity of positive things happening and the negative things happening is more. Now I'll tell you why it's more is, first of all, for negativity to survive you need a share of positivity also. For
Yes, sir.
example, you are doing a good deed. Okay, you are doing a good deed of helping someone, but then you go and drink alcohol, which is negative for you, and then you have an alcohol group of friends who's actually a part of it. Don't you think that even though you're doing something good, you're doing something negative also? So what happens is that
Yes.
is what you really need to deeply think is, what am I doing? Because at the end of the day, whatever we do in life, there is a negative and
Yes.
positive aspect to everything. So
Yes, sir.
first thing, and the second thing is, people like negativity. You know why?
Yes, sir.
It is easy to blame. Because if you are on the positive side, you need to change. Right?
Yes,
If
sir.
you're on the negative side, you tend to blame. If you're on the positive side, you tend to what do you say? You tend to what was I saying? I totally forgot. So when you're on the negative side, you tend to blame. When you're on the positive side, you stand on the truth. You don't blame anyone. Right? So which is no, sorry, you need to change. So you need to change. So my question here is that how many people are willing to change? Very few. For changing, you need to
Yes,
take
sir.
action. So easiest way is to blame. Oh, the government
Yes.
doesn't support me. Oh, the world is cruel. Oh, the rich people are misusing the old people, the poor people. Oh, the school is not good. Oh, the teacher is not good. You change, the teacher will change. You change, the government will change. But are you changing? No, I'm sitting and blaming because it's
That's
easier.
a quote by Mahatma Gandhi also. If you want to see a change in world, first change yourself.
Yes, but then who's changing? No one is changing. Everyone is talking about change, but who's changing? Right?
Everyone wants that COVID should suppress, but nobody wants to wear a mask. Nobody wants to social distance. Nobody wants to sanitize their hands in such a way.
Yeah.
For an
So,
example.
yeah, so that is perfect, right? So at the end of the day, no one wants to do anything. Everyone wants to talk. And
They just want
talking,
results.
yeah, and talking, what is entertainment? You find entertainment in talking negative. And you know why people are interested in talking negative? Because they want to say the world is suffering, I am at least better. So they involved in more negative information. Right?
Yes, sir.
Positive, when you start looking at it, oh, let anything happen to the world, it doesn't matter, but I need to change because my world should change. Right?
Yes,
That
sir.
is why negativity is more. For example, what are you? Let me tell you. What are you most interested in? Someone dies or someone is born? Normally, someone's death, which is most important.
Yes, sir.
Right? Your mind is constantly looking for sadness around this world, not positive things. In the news, if everyone gives you positive news, I'm telling you, people stop watching TV. You know why?
Yes, sir.
People will get so jealous. People will get so triggered of, man, this world is going so good. I need to change, right? But
Yes.
since it's going much more worse, you're going to see all that negativity and feel good about yourself. Oh, my family is safe. Oh, I will just listen to these news. So that is why
Yes.
negative is more and this is less. Did that make
Positive it
sense?
is. Yes. Regarding this negative thing, we have someone, Alok Behra. He wants to say something, sir. What
Yeah.
we hear affect our DNA patterns, and then thinking will change.
So this is a question by Alok, right? What do we hear? We affect. See, whatever we hear has a positive or a negative influence onto our mind. Whatever we hear, how does mind know about stuff? Through your five senses: eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and touch. Your five senses, right? Your mind,
Yes.
it affects. Let's not go into the DNA side of things. Let's just stick to the mind right now, because whatever you listen to, for example, you are watching a scene, shouting at a son, son shouting at a father, son shouting as a father, son shouting at a father, right? What happens there if you're constantly shouting that? One day when your father comes with a problem, 90% I'm sure you're going to shout back.
Yes.
So what happens is that when you constantly start listening negativity, your mind will start influencing you in that where the autopilot can take over. Can or might take over, right? So you should be careful. So many things which is happening around the world is autopilot because you're exposed. Now, for example, listening. Now, a girl watches, she is staying in, let's say, in Chennai, okay? And in Delhi, a girl gets raped, okay? So what she does is she constantly starts seeing this news. She follows it up. She follows it up. She follows it up. She follows it up. It's never going to happen in Chennai. It never happened in Chennai for the last 100 years, right? So you constantly see it. Slowly, she thinks, oh, maybe it can happen in Chennai also. So you go with the negative vibe outside to the world. Then slowly you'll begin to doubt your brother. Slowly you'll doubt your cousin. And the cousin smiles at you itself, you will have that fear going on. Oh, he's also going to rape me. Because you put rape onto your head.
Yes, sir.
Right? What I tell people is when something wrong is happening around the world, get the information once. Get the point of view once. And take it. Is it happening around me? No, then forget it. Same question I asked someone. If something like this happens in US, does it bother you? No.
Regarding this, Alok is having another question, sir. But in a negative situation, we don't want to do anything. What to do when nobody is with you, even your family?
In a negative situation, yes. So when no one is there with you, right? What you need to understand is that you are there. As long as you have that conscious that you are there, when you don't have it, that is when you say you're depressed. But when you are, when nobody is there with you, first point is that itself tells you you are all alone, right?
Yes.
So somewhere around when you say nobody is there with me, somewhere around you're over dependent yourself to that nobody. So that is a problem, right? So when these negative situations happen, first thing you got to find out is why did this happen to me?
Yes.
First thing. But what we do is when you when you say a situation happens, it is a learning experience for you. When a teacher hits you, you're sad. But your first question will be, why did this teacher hit me? What changes do I need to make? That is your first question you will say, right?
Yes, sir.
But when your life hits you, what do you say? Oh, I am in a negative situation. Oh, I don't have anyone. No, why did life the teacher? I always tell people, your life is your biggest teacher. When that teacher hits you, find out why the teacher hit you. If you find the solution, that teacher won't hit you again. That is a guarantee which I tell people. So when some negative situation happened, find out why this happened. Be alone. Research. Whose reason did this happen? Why am I being? Why the other person?
Company, sir. We should start enjoying our own company at those times.
It's not about enjoying your own company. If you know how to enjoy your own company, it's a different story altogether, right? None of these negative things will start happening to you.
Yes, sir.
It is somewhere, but we as living in a community, we need to be a part of the system. We need to be a part of that. So we can't completely detach from that community and be alone also. So the point here is that nobody, when negativity really hits you, nobody is going to be there with you, only you. But at that time, you got to look into yourself, why this negativity has hit me, and bring those changes so that you can come back on that field. Right? Yes, I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, sir. So, sir, another question here, you need to prove that how you are going to take this situation as a positive situation. So, a friend of mine said that, so as everybody know that if at all we take everything positive and if we have faith in it, the results are positive.
Yeah.
If at all someone is suffering from COVID-19, then how he can take such a big trauma in a positive way, and how he can have faith in it?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, this is the worst case scenario question, right? And people put this if and but and give me a question. I'll give an if and but answer for that. Now, whatever happened is that I'll tell you something. We have no idea or science right now have no idea who's going to be hit by COVID and who's not going to be hit by COVID. Right? You are doing all these precautionary measures just so that you stay safe, or you have that confidence that I am not going to be hit by putting a mask and whatever it is. But the true nature of the true transmission, I don't think anyone has the clear knowledge as of right now. That is point number one.
Sir.
First thing, you got to accept that there are chances that I will be hit by COVID. Maybe, maybe not. Accept the fact. Accept that you're going to die. Then will you start fearing about COVID? Now you will say that there's a lot of responsibilities which I have to have. What I would say, if you think you have a lot of responsibility because after you die it's going to make an impact, start working on in this lockdown time so that you cover up these responsibilities. Right?
Yes,
so
sir.
what happens? Even though the COVID hits you, you know that you have done your stuff, you have done your duties. Why do you fear death so much? You know why? Somewhere around,
because
you don't have a proper planning, or somewhere around you have this feeling, after I die, these things could happen, or these things should happen, right? So first thing is, when this COVID has hit you, is that, okay, due to some reason, or which is unknown to people, I'm hit by COVID. I'm sure I've done good in my life, and I'll come back to this world. Have that confidence within yourself. You will come back. There are old people who 70 years, people say that all about 60 years is hitting by COVID. There are 70 years people also recovering from COVID.
Amitabh Bachchan got positive, sir, for corona. He's around 74, 75.
He's 70, so but no one knows if he's going to come back. But then if you have this feeling that COVID is going to kill me and I'm done with life after having the COVID, I'm telling you, you will die. But the point is, if you have the same feeling, I'm going to recover, it is just like a common flu. It has come to me, it is going to go. Maybe the chance of recovery is more. For me, when I get fever, you know what I do? I just lie down blank for 2-3 days. I just take leave and just lie on the bed flat. Till now, I never went to a doctor for fever. All thanks to God for that. But I've tested it. I've trained it, because even doctors can't find the true reason for fever only after 3 or 4 days. That is the truth.
Yes, sir.
But the point is, how many of you do it, right? So what you need to do is, COVID has hit you, accept that COVID has hit me. Don't get panic, because if you panic, your body becomes weak. Your mind becomes weak. You won't have the energy physically or mentally to recover. If you constantly say that my hand is hurting, hand is hurting, hand is hurting, hand is hurting, I'm telling you, your hand will start hurting with time. Same way, if you have COVID, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I talked to one person who was really panicking. I know he was trying to find someone to throw this panic to, right? So I didn't actually give him that communication, but his thing was, his child was opened a door, which was opened by an outsider, and that hand went in his mouth. He freaked out. He literally freaked out he's going to get COVID, right? But then what happens is, I talked to him, because I know he was trying to transfer that panic, so I didn't talk to him. But after that, I talked to him when he has calmed down, because at the end of the day, why are you so worried about? I know there's a lot of responsibilities, but if it's hit you, your objective is, how do I recover, than to sit in the sadness that it has hit me. It's like a fever. So different diseases do hit us. The point is, why did it hit me? Not, oh, I am hit, my life is gone. Why did it hit me? Maybe your immune system is low, so start working on your immune system. Maybe you're getting constant flus every day. Start working on your immune system. Or start eating right. If you eat a lot of crap, I'm telling you, your body is going to get weak, and body is weak, everything will start affecting from that point of view also. Did I answer that question? Oh no?
Yes, sir, you have.
Okay. Good. Okay. Sometimes I really don't know if I've answered questions or not.
Should taken care of our own health.
Sorry?
What I said. What do you think? So, sir, we are having some questions in live chat also. I'll take one question of mine and one question from the live chat, so that the audience stay here.
Perfect.
So,
that's a good idea.
A question from Guy: do you think social media is destroying mental health these days?
Okay, Gayatri's question, ready 43. Okay, so see again, social media Sorry?
It's not destroying, it's something else. I read it
Yeah,
destroying. Sorry for that.
deteriorating. You're destroying, deteriorating.
Yeah.
It's all the same at the end of the day. Let me make it very simple, guys. Social media is not polluting your mind or destroying your mind. It is what you see in social media is deteriorating your mind. For example, if you watch horror movies, your mind is going to get deteriorated. If you watch a lot of killing, your mind is going to deteriorate. If you watch a lot of, about if you okay, let me say this way: if you see a lot of COVID news information, it will start deteriorating your mind, right? So the point is not about social media. Any media which is negative will have an influence into your mind. Let it be anything. Even people. If some people is sharing some negative information to you, I'm telling you that will be a negative influence on you also. So the point is
Yes.
nothing to do with social media. The point here is all about what am I listening to? What am I putting into my? I always tell people stand guard as a watchman in front of your five senses. Only leave what is positive and close what is negative. Because if you don't do that, I'm telling you, it works against you. So the point is unfollow the pages which doesn't help you in your growth. Unfriend or unfollow your friends who's transferring trash into your feeds. So you have complete control over social media. But then,
Yes.
no, my friend will feel bad if I unfollow him. Why is your
Yes.
friend sharing crap? So instead of challenging your friend, guys, why are you sharing crap? I'm going to unfollow you. No. I will take it into my system. When you start taking your system, it deteriorates.
Then
Social
it
media is
matters.
the most, sorry?
And then it affects mental health, sir.
Yeah. So social media is one of the most positive thing which is ever created, provided you follow positive stuff. But if you don't do that, everything is negativity. Now you watch news
So,
constantly. It's going to have a negative influence to you. I'll tell you right now. Because constantly you're seeing problem. What happens? Oh, my life also problem will start coming because constantly you're seeing about problem.
yes, sir.
I hope Gayatri, you
So,
have
sir,
answered your question.
why does people changes? This is
Why does
like most asked question. Yes, sir.
why does people change?
Yes, sir. Like
They
friends or anything.
Okay, so why does people change? From my point, everyone has to change with time because they're growing. Physically, you're changing, no? Same way, mentally, also,
Yes,
you
sir.
will change with time. It is human nature. It is that dynamics which is created in that human body that when you start changing physically, you obviously your mind will also change. So change is the
Yes.
only constant thing. That is what the great says, right? The only constant thing in this world is change. So
Yes, sir.
what you need to do is pause for a while and let the world change. Let that leave the world to change. The problem here is you tend to attach people and you want that people in the same way forever. That is your problem. You are holding them not to change. That is obviously going to
Yes.
hurt you. People will change. That's the other thing I always say. Never go and trust everyone in this world. Only trust your mother, father, your husband, or your spouse, your wife, right? Trust them 100%. Children's until marriage, brothers, sisters until marriage. Everyone outsider, never even trust them because with time they will change. So it's your point
Yes.
how hard you want to hold on to it.
The next question was something like this only, sir. How to get rid of trust issues?
Yeah, that's what. Why do you go and trust people? Because guys, I will tell you something. Any outsider can be a robber when he has a financial crisis. He can rob from
Yes,
anyone.
that's
When he's
yes.
hungry, he's going to rob. Whoever is closest will
Yes.
be robbed. Any person will start changing their stuff when their surroundings begin to change. But then,
Yes, sir.
if you hold on to them, only the problem is there. If you leave them and leave them to change, it is unaffected for you. Right? I know other
Yes.
related question what people ask. I always tell people is do whatever you do because you love doing it to a relationship. Don't expect anything in return. No change is ever going to affect you.
That's true, sir.
Good.
So there's a Nishant asking question, sir. I'm constantly comparing me with others. I can't change. How to change it, sir? So he's asking, how can we stop comparing ourselves with others?
That's a very good question. It is human mind that allows you to compare yourself because your eyes don't see you, right? Your eyes can't see you. You can only see it in a
Yes, sir.
mirror. So what happens is that is your eyes don't see you. It always sees the outside, and when you see that outside, which is similar to what you look like, you begin to compare. Did that make sense? When you can't
Yes,
see
sir.
yourself, right, you tend to see the outsiders, and the outsider looks similar to you, you start comparing. Why do we
Yes, sir.
compare? Because somewhere around you need a gauge mark. It's a benchmark, right? So somewhere around you
Yes.
need a benchmark to rank either I'm lower to him or above to him.
Yes, sir.
I always tell this person that if you are sitting all alone in an island, would you ever compare? No. Whatever you are, you're happy with. Whatever you are, you will start growing within yourself. So the point yourself, how to stop comparing yourself to others is first to start looking at yourself, your mind, your thought process, and start improving that. When you're focused
Yes.
on growing without comparison, that is when your truly growth begins to come in, which means I have a certain, I wake up at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, I'm going to
Yes.
wake up at 6:45. I'm going to wake up for the next 1 month, 6:45. After that, I'm going to make it 7:40, sorry, 6:30. You're growing. Don't go and compare someone waking at 4 a.m. and try to be that 4 a.m. You're going to destroy yourself. So the point is, compare
Jealousy
yourself.
factor.
Sorry?
Jealousy factor will destroy yourself, sir, if
Yes,
we
yes.
start comparing.
So what you need to do is compare yourself from yesterday to today. Compare yourself from
Yes.
last year to this year. And that is where your true growth is. Does that make sense? I hope, Nishant, I have answered the question. Stop looking outside, stop looking inside, and start focusing on growing that inside. Automatically, you will stop comparing because somewhere around you think that the other person who compare is greater than you. No. You have your strength, compare that strength with them, they are always weaker than you. But what we do is we compare our weakness with someone else's strength. That is where the problem of comparison is. You have a great family with you. Don't go and compare yourself with a son who's getting beating every day from his parents and getting 90 marks. You're okay with 18 marks also. That is where the
Yes.
comparison works. Got it? So,
So another question,
Alok, yeah, go ahead. Nishant also got it.
Siddiqui,
Yeah.
that how to control your aggressive behavior. I get
Aggressive.
offended very easily.
Okay, you get offended very easily. So, let me give a very good example for that. What happens here is that why do you feel offended? The world right now feels a lot offended. You know why? Yes. The main reason is,
Yes.
and the best reason is, which people
Expecting
are going
too
to
much.
always not expecting. You know the self-respect. You know the
Yes,
word
sir.
called self-respect. That is the biggest negative thing in this world, right? Because why it is a negative thing in this world is that because this self-respect, you build up so much about yourself that I has to be treated this way, people have to make me this way, people respect me this way, people have to call me in certain name. You build up this so much of self-respect, everyone goes against that self-respect, you get offended. Offending only
Yeah.
happens because you have very high self-respect. For
Yes.
example, if you have a high self-respect of the concept of I am a human being, if someone calls you a dog, you will feel offended.
Yes, sir. That's true.
Right? If you really love your mom or father, or you have really a deep attachment to them and you know who they are, if someone calls them a dog, you feel offended. But my
Then
question to
how
the
to
other,
set, sir?
sorry?
How to set this bar of self-respect?
Yeah. So the bar of self-respect is to know yourself. If I know
Yes,
I'm
sir.
a, if someone calls me a dog, why I should be affected,
That's true, sir. We know
right?
ourselves, then why to take judgment from others?
Gotcha. So what happens is that you get offended by someone because somewhere around for you their comment is important, or someone who's now I'll tell you a simple question. If some mental guy, like totally out of his
Yes.
head, comes to you and tells you a dog, what would you do?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing. Yo, he's a mental guy. So whoever is offending you somewhere around is a mental guy for you. So just accept that fact. Why go and retaliate with a mental person? No, no, no. He called me a
Yes.
dog. How dare he call me a dog? His dog, father is dog. His mother, everyone is dog. You go into that battle. That time you also become a dog because you're also barking back to the dog which has barked to you.
Yes, sir. That's true.
So that is the beauty of life. So if someone is offending you, it's somewhere around you have this huge self-respect. For me, anyone calls me anything, it doesn't make any difference to me because for me it is not important at all because I know who I am. Yes, if you call me right
Yes,
now,
sir.
you're the most hopeless person. I'll say, oh, thank you for this great comment. I'm so happy for you. You are sitting in India, I'm sitting in Abu Dhabi. What changes can you do to me? Nothing. But I have this Deek Parassini self-respect, the positive motivational, whatever influencer, and I put that all on my head. And then you call me a dog. That how this Deek Parassini, how that normal Yash guy who is just called this Deek Parassini that boom, I go hardcore with Yash.
Yeah,
So
that's
that
true,
is the
sir.
simple way of working on. Got
Yes,
it?
sir. So, sir, yes,
I
sir.
hope Saida got the answer.
Yes, sir. Another question, sir. How we can find someone beside us or in our society he's affected mentally, and how can we help him?
Okay, see, now the point here is that it is difficult to help people who already believe that they are depressed. Did you get
Yes,
that,
sir.
bro? If you believe, so yes, I'll tell you something. If when initially when you had a talk or whatever we had, when you 100% believe that you are depressed and that is it, you cannot help them until something majorly hits them back. That is one way to help them. It's going to hit them with time, right? You stay depressed,
Yes.
depressed. I've had this. You go to medication, and your health starts deteriorating. Maybe that one finder you will click, or some third person very close to you will click. Yeah, why you're having all this medication? That is when your new thought process will start coming in. So that is point number
Yes, sir.
one. Second thing, what you got to understand here. What was the question once again? I just got offbeaten.
How we can find someone mentally affected and how we can help them?
So how can you help them is try to know their complete story. Because
Yes, sir.
most people don't tell their complete story to the other person. So the point here is that is you got to build trust. If you don't build
Yes.
trust, you think that they're just here to gossip with you or try to know gossip about your life, they're not going to open up. So the first thing is, do you have the capacity to open up that person and go to their core of that problem and tell them that
Yes.
this problem happened because of this? There is something else which you're missing out. You're holding on to that person unnecessarily, and tell them the reason for that and show them what that truth is. Then only you can take them out. But the point is that will they open up the truth to you or not? 80 no 70% of the people won't open up the truth
Yes, sir.
because they'll be so private. I know so many girls I've talked to who got harassed by their family members, don't know how to get out of getting depressed. It happened at the age when he was like 10 and she's still holding on to it. She's built up anger. So you have to get to that core of what is actually created that. Maybe it's a sudden death of someone, or maybe it is someone holding on to their father. They love their father so much, and suddenly that person passes away. You got to bring that person alive, or you got to make her understand the person is still alive, and then how you take them out. But the point here is that how can you help them? Your point is to, do you know the complete story? If you don't know the complete story, you're going to lead them to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, right? Because you
Yes, sir.
also tend to believe that this person is depressed. I'll tell you
Yes, sir.
something. The general people who you all meet, no one is close to depression. It is just a sad state you are at, or it's some crisis which is happening in your life. Why do you unnecessarily link it with the mental stuff? I don't understand. I'll tell you something. Someone hits your face, it hurts you, right? Physically.
Yeah.
Obviously, mentally also it hurt you, right? But life is going to hit you in a different way. Someone cheated you, right?
Yes,
What do you say for that? You get depressed. Oh, he cheated me. Who told you to go and trust that person unnecessarily? Did I tell you?
no,
If you
sir,
go and
that's true.
trust the robber is going to take the gold and go. And when he golds the gold, you will learn from it. So next time, don't go and trust a robber. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, sir,
Right?
that's true.
No, I know so many people who come to me, sir, I have social anxiety disorder. I was like, I just thought about this. I realized, hey, he's a shy fellow. Shyness is a part of some people's nature. Don't put it as social anxiety disorder. Right? I don't know
Yes,
if you heard about introvert, right? Introvert is a strength, not a weakness, but an introvert is told as he has social anxiety issues.
yeah, sir.
Now, for example, every scientist, you will tell them they have social anxiety disorder because they're so not meeting with anyone. They just focus there. Oh, he's the greatest scientist. He's great as that, and he's great as this. So some of the things are kind of a marketing which is going on all this mental health, which I feel really bad. And the best part is whoever is sponsoring this mental health concept will be linked with some psychologist or psychiatrist background. Have a look at it.
So as we
Right?
talked about self-respect, here is another question telling that, so is that a wrong to have self-respect as people are being destroyed by toxic relationships around them? Don't you think you have to have a realization of your true worth?
Yes, if you know the true worth of yours and people are not respecting you in a certain way, why are you around those toxic people? The point is when you know yourself, then it is time to understand the world from your eyes point of view. I'm saying to exclude family here because family won't ever leave you or won't ever cheat you to a certain extent. As I told you, that five people, right? Mother, father, brother, sister until marriage, child until marriage, husband, trust, right? So outside all these people can always break your trust, can always change, right? Make sure you get that differentiation. If there is a lot of toxic people, maybe at few some time you got to stay with them, but then you can grow within yourself, and with time when your energy is correct, either they will leave or you will move, but you got to wait for that. Did that make sense?
Yes, sir, that's true.
Okay,
So there
there's
is
a
one
lot of,
more question in
yeah.
live chat. Uh, that is really a negative question which I saw, sir. I want to kill my parents. There's something question like that.
1 second, I can see that. Sometimes I want to kill my parents because they argue so much what happened before, what to do.
This is really a negative question, sir.
What a negative question. See, Yash, that is where the problem is, right?
Yeah.
You are asking me how can I help a mental person? When someone says a statement like that, your first point is it is negative. It is not
Yes.
negative. He has gone through something through his parents, due to which he is having that feeling of killing them. Now, what actually happened, we don't know. What actually happened, even you don't know why he wants to do it. So let's make it very simple, Alok. What you need to do is that try to know the complete family story of why your mother and father is making you feel you to kill him, right? So what you need to do is, it may be now he is saying is this, they argue so much. Now, are they arguing because you are triggering them, or are they arguing because they're just arguing? Because when they're saying they're arguing with you, somewhere around you are triggering them to get that, right? So what you need to do is that you stop the trigger first. They will stop the arguing automatically. It is somewhere around you keep triggering them, they argue, and you tell them, argument is happening. Argument only happens when there's two people. One person can't alone and shout and argue with you. So next time, when someone argues, don't go and argue back. Ask Papa, what happened? Calm yourself down and ask Papa, what is the problem? How can I help you with this? And build up the conversation. It is when people sit and talk is when solutions are. Argument, both party loses at the end of the day. Now, I really don't know. I need to know more about the story to tell about it. But at the end of the day, killing your parents, obviously, as Yash said, I don't know, might be the right thing or the wrong thing. It depends on you, right? If I know if a father goes and rapes a daughter, obviously, I would say go and kill your father. There's no issues there, right?
Yes.
Because he has crossed that limit. But your argument here is that it's just an argument. Did they cross that father-mother relationship? Then only I will say go and kill. But or else, come on, guys, it's not killing your parents and working out, because you're running away from this problem. Because if you don't learn from your parents right now, maybe your wife will also start arguing the same way. Maybe a child will also start arguing the same way. The problem is with you, not with your parents. The problem is you not managing your parents, not the problem with your parents. When you start seeing it from that point of view, the whole thing will twist around. I hope, Alok, I've answered that question.
Alok is having another question, sir, that there is no psychiatrist around me. What can I do then?
For killing your... See, Alok, why don't you message me personally and we can have a discussion, because I really don't know where your problem is. I have pulled up people from not going to psychologists and psychiatrists, right? So I would never recommend people. No, if you want to go ahead. It's your call, your wish. My point is, medication to the mind can never problem solve with the heart. Get this point very clear, right? All this love, caring is all sitting in the heart. If you can tap to your heart, automatically your mind will step aside. But very few people tap to the heart. They keep everything in the mind, boil it, and then thrash it all together with time, right? So yeah. Let's see what Yash says again. Yes, sir, I have messaged. So he has messaged me, so I will talk to him later. So let's see what's his problem with his parents is. Yeah.
Nishant Sivakumar is telling that, sir, is anything wrong with him that nobody is close to him?
No,
you don't
there's
have
nothing wrong. Where did he say?
He's saying, I'm not believing
that people around me. In fact, I didn't have any close friends. Is there? No, there's nothing wrong with you. Be happy, man. You don't have too many people close by. Because when you go too close to unwanted people, you normally get hurt with time. So make sure you don't get into that, right? You're the most happiest man. Be happy. And at the end of the day, are you happy alone? Then it doesn't matter at all, right? I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, sir. There is a guy calling how to boost up stamina for a handicapped guy.
Is he handicapped or? Okay, so how stamina? Like there's two things here. Has stamina physical?
He wants to improve stamina physically.
See, getting stamina at the end of the day, I don't know which part of the body is handicapped. At the end of the day, whichever body is not unhandicapped, you have to work it out. At the end of this, stamina revolves on your how much your body can take, right? So at the end of the day, to build up stamina, it's all about practice, it's all about exercise, it's all about revolving around that, right? So I really don't know what is truly meaning from stamina's point of view. I don't know if it's mental or physical. From my understanding, it's physical than mental, right? So that's the reason I've answered from that point. Go ahead.
That's it from the live chat and the questions I have prepared. I have finished my part. I was just checking live chat parts.
Good. That's good. That made it very good.
Yes, let me check if is there any question we left it. Yeah, there's a question, sir. When we see positive videos, we think, okay, the question is how to take positive actions.
90% of the people already know what is positive. That is the best part. Everyone knows what is positive. Yes. You know what to eat. You know fruits are good. You know vegetables are good. Still you go eat a burger. Whose problem? Right? You know you have to hear good things. You know you have to enjoy your life. You know you have to get entertainment in a positive. We all know that. But how many of you do? My simple question I told you, why do you watch horror movies? I don't know. But you still watch horror movies. Why? I don't know. Right? And you will say that positive actions, and you talk a lot of positive, thinking positive. You watch horror movies, with time, fear will build up in your system by default. You can't run away from it. So the point here is everyone knows what is positive. It is simple to find out. If you have an emotional fluctuation into your mind, it is a negative action. For example, when you watch a horror scene, don't you think you have this fear in you? When you see someone cry, don't you think you have this emotional bond going to that person? You watch a movie, a celebrity is crying, you also cry. You are emotionally bonded to that person.
Yes, sir.
When you watch a movie, you see a negative scene, what do? You go completely, your focus will go 100%.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true, sir.
Why? Because you're getting attached to that scene. You're getting attached. Yeah, he is acting. He's faking the whole thing and you're believing it true and enjoying it. Who's doing the stupidity? We are ourselves doing it. But do you stop watching movies? No, you will still watch movies, you will still watch horror movies, you will still watch all the negative stuffs around, and still you say, I'm doing all positive. Are you truly doing positive? People always talk about karma, which, if you do right karma, positivity will come back to you. Agreed. Even thinking is also karma. If you think bad about someone, you're doing a wrong karma. Very few
Yes,
people
sir.
know. So at the end
That's
of the day, everyone knows what is positive. You have to exercise. How many people exercise? No one. Right? Everyone is enjoying in their own way, and let's see the life and this one. So we all know what is bad. We all know what is good, but still we choose to do. So the biggest problem in this world is willful ignorance. You're
yes, sir.
willfully ignoring positivity. That is where the biggest problem in this world is right now. If people stop doing that, I'm telling you, the world will be a very positive place. It's not what is the positive things. Funniest part is everyone knows that you have to give love to your parents or to your family. Who's giving you that love 100%? Everyone knows that you have to give time for your family. Who's giving that time? Now, COVID time, that result has come back because so many ages you never gave time. So, God or life has to bring COVID. So, you give all this time back and you balance it back up. Right? So, think about it from that point of view. If you really look deep into your heart, as a student, you have to study. As a
Yes,
student, you have to take care of your health. As a student, you got to manage money. All this. But still, when you see a new mobile coming in, when you already have an existing mobile, you go and buy that new mobile. For what? That mobile, this mobile, not a much different. Maybe the shape changed, but it looks good in front of my friends. Now, if you're going for looking good in front of your friends, that is a negative action which you're taking. Did I
yes,
answer
sir.
that question 100%?
Yes, sir. So there's a question from Bhagyashri. If someone wants to find a job and is not capable for that job, he's also capable for that job. Due to some reason, he didn't get that job. So how to handle that kind of stress regarding job and all?
So that's a good question. So at the end of the day, sometimes there is two reasons why we don't get something. One is because you're not worth for it. Point number one. When you're not worth for something, you won't get it. That means we don't have the capacity to get it or whatever it is. Second thing you can say indirectly is God or universe or whoever you believe in knows that if you get this, you might end up in a wrong doing. So that way also you might. So if you're constantly praying, God, I need, like for example, let's forget job. Let's make it a very simple. Okay, let me take job's example also. I don't know which job she's trying. So let me take a car, right? You want a Ferrari. There's two ways of getting Ferrari. Either you become a millionaire, and with that millionaire, you have excess money, you buy Ferrari, which means you're making yourself worth for a millionaire and then buying Ferrari. Other thing is constantly, even you're praying that I need a great life, I need a great life, because getting this Ferrari, there are chances you will drive rash because of this ego which you build up that I have this Ferrari, you drive rash, you might meet with an accident, and then you might have a lot of crisis from there. But constantly, because you're praying or willing for a good life, you won't be given a Ferrari, but you'll be given a Mercedes. So let's replace the Ferrari car with your job. One is you're not worth for it. You don't have the skills, the capacity, or get through the interview or that point. The second thing is somewhere around, maybe that is not the job. Maybe after getting this job, your health might get affected. Maybe after this job, maybe you'll get overworked so much, you'll have some other mental issue. Or maybe you're holding on to this job which you're not worth for, and you're still holding it hard. And when you don't get it, you get depressed. So don't hold on this job. There's enough vacancies around this world. There are new business always coming. So focus on that. and automatically that depression will go. So your problem here is you're holding on to that job. I want this job only. When you're holding on to this job only, when you don't get that only job, you get depressed. And that is how you flip it. There are many other opportunities. I will keep growing. Many people are there. After they don't get the first job, stop working. Oh, I will start applying. If you keep doing the same thing again and again, your result will be the same thing again and again. If you change,
Yes.
the result also will change. I think Bhagarshi says thank you. I think she got the answer.
So another question from Deepak Kumar in the live chat. Sir, suggest me what should be the best way to live a life when your own family don't understand what you're doing.
Okay, so where's the question? Okay, got it.
Deepak.
So Deepak is asking that. That's a very good question. So first of all, when you say family, I don't know if he's married or if he's not married. I'll assume that he's not married. Right? So what you need to do is that if your family don't understand that, somewhere around you didn't clearly make them understand it. For example, I know many kids, many students have this conflict with parents that typically I get this from kids that I want to be a fashion designer, your dad wants to be an engineer. That's a normal conflict, right? So what you need to do is that you need to have a complete plan as to how I can be a fashion designer, have that complete layout till being a successful fashion designer who makes a certain money, and sit with your parents and explain the pattern to them. Because when you say fashion designing, parents have no idea. Right? When you say you want to make an app, parents have no idea what app, what you're going to do in a mobile, one small app you're going to make and make 1 million. Tell them the story of the whole plan which you want to do, and make them understand how app can be converted into a product, or how app is sold, how app you're making money, how much share Google is taking, how much share Apple is making, how much am I getting, and tell them that whole thing, and then compare with engineering. And that is how you make them understand. There is a constant battle with kids that you be an engineer, I want to be a fashion designer. No one talks after that. All the conversation, engineer, fashion designer, engineer, fashion designer. Ragi, tell more. What in engineer? What in fashion designing? How much money is needed? Maybe you have to work as an engineer to make some money to start a fashion house, and then you become a fashion designer. But no.
Yes.
I want to be fashion designer. Both are hooked with 2 words, and the battle just starts there. And that has to stop.
Another question.
Yeah.
Saida
Comes again.
Yes, sir. If you discuss your problem with your partner, but he or she don't understand, you always says like you're exaggerating things and all.
Saida, when you say partner, I really don't know if you're married or if you're single. So that is the biggest confusion I have, because both answer will be a different answer for me, right? Yeah. So I really don't know if you're both together. If you can at least tell me, like, what side are you? When you say partner, is it married, or is it fiance, or is it a girlfriend boyfriend? If it is a girlfriend boyfriend, then it's just that the guy doesn't have time to understand you, or give that time to understand what you're trying to say, and just calling you're exaggerating things. That is point number 1. If you're married, then you got to really deeply think into that relationship as to why does he feel that you're extra aggregate, whatever the thing, right? So if that is the case, you have to talk to him. What makes you feel that I'm doing this? Where is that thing? And then go and check with other people around within his family, maybe his mother, or maybe his father, or maybe his brother, sister, and just see. That is just to find out your character. Don't go and tell the problem of your husband thing with others. That is a bad idea, right? As your couple, say your problems within yourself and stay within that. So what you need to do is ask your mama, papa, do I exaggerate things? Like, do I talk things over thing? If they say yes, then you got to really deeply think about it, because maybe it's your character which needs to be changed. Your parents kept quiet, but then on a longer run, your husband is not going to stay quiet. He's going to come back and saying, this is too much, right? So maybe that's the time you got to change. So you will deeply think within yourself, are you really doing that or not? And then work it out, right? I hope, Saida, I've answered the question partially, because I don't know which partner you're talking about. Yes, Yash.
Yes, sir.
What do I say?
So So there's a saying like, don't never share your problems with anyone because 90% of the people are glad towards it. So what is your take that if someone is suffering from anything, he or she should share with their best friends or not?
Never see. I'm against this. Not against. I don't support this best friend concept also, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, any best friend gets married, and the wife or the husband turns it against you. I'm telling you that will break, because your best friend is never going to leave the spouse for the friends. So get this point clear. Every friend have a time, and with time it will change. If you hold on these best friends. Now, second thing is, when you're sharing your problems with your best friend or your friend, future, if some conflict happens, you're at a very weak spot because you've told all your secrets to that person. So every secret which you share to another person, chances are that it is going to work against you, right? So that is the other thing. Now the last thing which you got to understand about sharing your problem is that is many people share stuff to transfer trash to other people. So what you're doing is you create a tension or you create a problem overthinking. You take that trash and you transfer. It's a negative karma actually if you really look at it, because you're throwing
Yes,
trash into the system. So when you share on Facebook a stream which is negative, you're doing a negative karma. So what you're doing here now, when
yes,
you see a negative news, you share. What are you doing? You're sharing something. So same thing, you're throwing trash. When you throw trash to people, that is problem throwing, and that is negative. It is going to come back with time, because one fine day that friend will get fed up with that problem trashing, that they're going to step out of friendship, and you'll be left with a problem which cannot be solved. So the point here is that is you need to stop and find out what is my problem and why this problem has happened to me. Figure it out on your own. If you can't, talk to the people who are in relation to that problem solving rather than a common friend who have no idea how to figure it out, right? So what you need to do is, and generally for problems, please ask senior people. At the end, the same level age group generally can't solve problems which are very high level. Like senior people means your father, your brother, or someone who you think might have experienced and came out of it. A solution can only be provided by people who have got that experience and not the people of the same age. If this point is
yes, that's
understood, I think most of the thing
yes,
will be clear.
that's true.
Next.
So that's it from my part, and there is no question left in live chat. Also, I think they are chatting regarding some exam cancellation points.
Yeah, that's okay. Let them live that.
Yeah,
So,
sir.
government announced the exams have been cancelled. How do you think? Enjoy it. Half the world have been crying
That's
exams,
what I,
exams,
that's what I
exams.
want to show them, so that I see people, they are studying in seventh standard, sixth standard, and they are worried about their school life. They are worried about their studies. Me being a medical student studying in MBBS third year, I'm not giving uh,
See,
anything towards it.
what people don't understand is that if you are a good student, the life will be set for you. You are no, you don't
Yeah,
need
sir.
to, you don't need to worry about your education exams getting cancelled. Have you studied? That is it. When the practical experience will come with you, you will win over everything. But here the point is that, oh, exam has come, I've studied so much, I will forget later. So what do I do? Or this, my future is gone. No one's future is gone at the end of the day. Are you ready? Maybe you might lose 1 year, maybe you might lose 2 years, but are you studying in that 1 or 2 years? That makes all the difference, right?
Yes.
Go
Alok
ahead.
is having a, what do you have done in your life and you got experience and uh, life to experience and handle stress? I think Deek sir will never get stressed. He's such a positive guy. Even stress cannot enter his home.
No, it's not. See, the thing you people don't understand, as humans, we all get this. I get angry once in a while. It's not that I'm like supreme, great guy that, oh, I'm free of anger, free of stress. It comes. But then what happens
Yes,
is that I keep it for 1 minute, I keep it for maximum 5 minutes, not for a whole day. For me,
yes,
what
sir.
happens is, now, for example, I am working on a table. I have a water glass just on this side of the table, and I'm doing my stuff. My son comes and pushes that water. It goes on to a what do you say, on
Important
document.
something files and
Yeah,
all.
obviously I will get angry. But later I realize, oh, it is because I kept the glass here due to which I got this anger. So next time I'll make sure I'll always keep the glass further in where my baby can't reach. Problem solved. Anger solved. Future anger also solved.
So
But
Saida
what we,
Siddiqui is telling that it was something regarding boyfriend. She means
yes,
it means she is.
I think you're a young person. Just get out of these relationships. I always tell people is be someone first, then go after someone. Because if you're not someone, they will always challenge you on that. So if a 12th grade can only attract a 12th grade guy or a girl, and they have their own fantasy expectation from a partner, which 70% is taken from the movies. Life is not like movies. Movies is all a certain scenes which is made just to influence your mind or fluctuate your mind, right? So let's just have an open conversation, see if there's a future in this relationship or not, and then take a decision if what you have to do or not. Right? Saida, I hope I've answered the question. I thought it was a boyfriend thing, but anyways, but I have a doubt it was a partner or whatever from that point.
So
This
Bhagyashri want to say that this live chat makes me positive. I'm little bit changing my negative thoughts suddenly. Thank you means a lot. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Yash, too. I know what is your answer towards it. Don't thank me. All thanks to God. Don't thank
all
me. All
thanks to
thanks
God.
to God.
But see now, yes, you have taken this opportunity to do it.
Yes.
Right? Now, it doesn't matter how many people have seen it. It doesn't matter if people saw it. It doesn't matter if people are liking or not. You have
Yes,
made
sir.
a help for that Bhagyashri sitting somewhere around the world. That is all
Yes.
matters. Now what I'll
Yes.
say after the show, you're going to see how many people saw, how many views, all that. No, I
Yes.
helped one person, one Bhagyashri was there somewhere around in this world who I don't know or who I know also, but influenced. And every
Yes.
day,
That's
if one person is influenced, obviously their family gets influenced. They're married, whoever gets that family gets influenced, and slowly we get start improving. So most people are always worried. Like I know most of the social media people, how many people are watching? How many? Even Yash was saying, come on Instagram, more people will watch. I said, yes, forget it. We are not focused on the people. We are focused on
yes.
one person. If you have influenced towards positivity, both our job is done. And that
Yes.
feeling is a great feeling, right?
Yeah. Seriously, even I'm feeling that feeling, sir.
Yeah. So that is what makes all the difference, right? At the end of the day, it is one person at a time. You can always influence. You can. That's why you can motivate a lot of people together. But then motivation is a temporary tip. But how many people can you influence towards changing towards their own life? That is what makes all the
Inspiration
difference.
matters the most, more than motivation. Because
Yes.
motivation is something which we get from outside. Inspiration is from our inside.
On inside, right? So because see, that's why I tell I'm not a motivational speaker, right? I don't believe in motivation, right? That is another marketing principle which is going on. For me, talk to me, clear all your doubts, and then forget me, right? I'm not here
Yeah.
to make followers. I'm not here to make anything. Now, for example, yes, even I will tell you, forget about the session. We did our best. Full stop. Over. Enjoy now, right? But
Yes.
what we do
That's
is no, we want to see what happens. You know what happens? Doesn't matter if it is good or bad. One person got influenced, one person gave me a positive feedback. My job is done. All thanks to God for that. That's how you're going to
yes,
do
sir.
it. When you start doing that, you start getting that positive vibe to do more of these things, right? So, yeah.
Yes. That's true. So there's another question coming, sir. Which one is far better, being fully positive, being neutral? Yes, Gayatri is having a question, sir. Which one is far better, being fully positive or being neutral? Fully positive.
See, now how do you define positivity and neutral? Right? For me, positivity is neutral.
Yes, sir.
Right? Negativity is the opposite of neutral.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true, sir.
See it from that point of view. Babies, do you say baby is odd? No, they are in the neutral stage. It's only when you become an adult you say that they're positive and negative. Our neutral character is given when we are born. That is like a baby. Can you live that forever? You're living a positive life. But most people don't, right? And now being fully positive have a problem also. Sometimes I always tell people, when you say fully positive, people tend to think positive and be positive. That is negative. Thinking positive is one of the most negative thing which people do. Whenever a bad situation happens, you don't go and think positive. You go and find why this bad thing has happened, change yourself so that it doesn't repeat. Most people say सब कुछ होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. That is the most negative statement in this world, right?
Yes, जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है.
Yeah, so that is how it is. That is one of the most get out of this, Joby. Everything happens for the good. God, everyone gives the right thing at the right time. No, man, you take action. If you're worth for it, you'll get it. Keep doing right. The right things will come to you. Like I always say, sitting in hell and saying that life is all positive, or I'm thinking positive, it's the most negative thing you can do. Find out how to get out of that hell and go to heaven, and that is how you can. So S. Gayatri got the answer. All thanks to God for that. Nishant, you want to be a part of this VideoCon? Just message me and we'll figure out, and then we can have a conversation. Right? Go ahead.
So that's it for today. So from my side.
Perfect. Then our job is done. So yeah. So what else? Yeah, I think you've answered most of your questions. All your friends' questions are answered. Any of your friends were there?
I've personally asked you 10 questions from my friends' side.
Okay, perfect. I hope they all got the answer, and maybe you can share this later also. And yeah, so let's see how that is. Guys, thanks a lot, everyone. You want to give a thank you note, Yash?
No, sir. It's all thanks to you, sir.
Okay, all thanks to God for whatever has happened. I would like to thank Yash for coming forward on this VideoCon. I think this is the first episode we did on this VideoCon. This is a new show which we do on every Sundays. So if you want to do a similar conversation like this, like Yash did, feel free to let me know. Message me on WhatsApp or any other ways, whichever way you want, and we will take it from there. Guys, I know there's more questions coming in, but then we have to shut down. It's almost 1 hour and 20 minutes. We both are talking. I think we need to just take it off. Rockstar, you're joining now. Maybe next time we will do that. So Yash, anything else? Last few words? I'll just sign it off.
Last few words, sir. I want you to give a tip to our generations so that they can live a happy and a positive life.
See good, hear good, touch good, eat good. I think nothing can stop you from being positive. Which means whatever I see, if you're seeing something on TV, if it is negative, change the channel. Right? Yes, people tell me a lot that, we have to know about negativity also. Okay, know about negativity once. Don't keep repeating why this girl got raped, or why this guy got killed, or what happened, right? Know it once and then forget it. Go busy with your work. Eat what is good, taste what is good. Eat healthy stuffs. Don't drink too much of stuff which you know is bad for you and still you drink because you enjoy it. Right? That's the other thing. Feel what is good. Exercise, which is feeling, right? You stay fit, stay healthy, which means you have a good feeling of your body and everything inside your body. And what's the other? Listen to good positive songs and positive stuffs. Hear good things what is happening around the world, and slowly you will start seeing that difference. That's what I believe. Like, we also have a WhatsApp group. I don't know how many people know about it. We almost have around 13,000 people. Yeah, in that group. Early morning, we share positive messages, positive this one, right? So we are doing that also too, right? So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Yash. We had a great conversation about mental health. That's quite a...
All thanks to God.
Yeah, all thanks to God. I wouldn't say, that's what the word called mental health also have that mental word which is negative, right? It should be something mind health or something like that, right? So I am a person who says that your mind is completely controlled by what you are taking through your senses. If that is positive, your mind will be completely positive, and let that mind think freely, openly. Don't try to control it. It is a free thinker, so let it think. Because if you leave it to think positive stuffs, obviously positive ideas and positive things will come. When you have a problem, you got to think of a solution. Don't control your mind. Think of a solution, fix it, the problem is gone. That is just that summary I would like to end with. Thank you, everyone. Tomorrow is Monday, right? So tomorrow we have the Ask Deek show, which is mostly done on Instagram, less on Facebook and YouTube, where you can similar ways. You can personally ask me questions and I'm going to reply to it. And that's it. Thank you, everyone. Yash, any last few words?
No, sir. All thanks to God and all thanks to you, and
Perfect.
all thanks to our audience who have joined and they got their answers. We are thankful to them.
Yeah, perfect. So that's good, guys. Thanks a lot. So see you. If you want to be a part of the show, message me or come back next Sunday to do the VideoCon show. You can have a group of people or alone like Yash, or you have 4-5 friends who want to ask various questions, hit me from all sides. We can do that also. But let me know, find a way to communicate with me and we'll work it out. Or else we have a show on Monday, which I'm more active on Instagram. And obviously now I'm going to bring it all together on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, everyone. All thanks to God. Thank you, Yash. So let me just sign out from Facebook and YouTube first. And
Yes, sir.
okay.